we're gonna do this quick recipe for you guys for the Oakland Unified School District. It is a black bean loaded baked potato. So, a couple of my favorites are black beans. They're so versatile. And you know, I'm a vegan chef, so everything I do, of course, is vegan. So I'm just gonna show you guys this quick little recipe that you can do for your family, do for your loved ones at home that tastes absolutely delicious, that everybody will enjoy, and it doesn't have the meat. So we're sauteing onions. Normally my recipes start out with sauteing onions and garlic. It kind of runs through my blood. So that's what we're doing first. We're gonna saute these onions. You smell it, it smells delicious. We're gonna let those kind of cook until they're translucent. And that's kind of when you can kind of see through the onion. And then after that, you'll see we're gonna add our bell peppers and our spices, etc. But this dish is kind of just like a fun, quick little dish. That's delicious and kind of has most of the ingredients that you probably already have at home. So that's why I like it. I like to simplify recipes and just kind of make them really, really flavorful and delicious. But they're kind of easy to follow and easy to understand. Again, I think that one of the misconceptions about vegan food and vegan cooking is that it's you know, so complicated. All the ingredients that I'm using, well, most of the ingredients that I'm using is probably something that you already have in your fridge. So we're gonna go with this. And the onions are really starting to smell great. Love onions. I'm gonna add just a little bit more oil. It's better to add it at the beginning than at the end. Because you know, you want your food to kind of be, the oil adds to the flavor of the dish, but also kind of make sure that it's not going to be dry. You know, all the ingredients add and kind of elevates the dish. So I have my onions. Again, they're beginning to be translucent here. So now they're ready for me to add the bell peppers. So I have red bell peppers. Gonna add those in. I'm also going to kind of stir fry those in, or saute rather. And I'm you know, I love vibrant dishes. You know, I love dishes that not only taste good, but also really look beautiful. So, you know, I tend to kind of make sure that I do color contrast and, you know, not only just for the flavor, but also for the presentation. It looks great. So we've added the bell peppers to the sauteed onions. We're gonna kind of let those saute in. If you see this, kind of these flavors are kind of marrying together. You know, it's coming along nicely. You see it, you smell it. And these are kind of some ingredients that I just live by. I love bell peppers, love onions, love garlic. Now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and add my garlic. So garlic is a lot more temperamental than onion. So the onion takes a little bit more time to cook down. The garlic will kind of burn a lot faster. So you want to kind of add the garlic after the onions are already kind of, you know, sauteed and translucent, and then, you know, you add it to your mixture so that all these flavors can kind of marry and come together. You know, I'm big on just kind of making sure everything is, you know, mixed up, you know, properly so that all the flavors can kind of come together and work together to kind of elevate the dish. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and add my spice. And this is just very simple, just salt, pepper, cayenne. You know, chefery doesn't necessarily, you know, have to take tons of ingredients or tons of seasonings, etc. I remember my mother, when she, you know, would cook, she can make, you know, potatoes, for instance, taste amazing with just salt and pepper. You know, and the, you know, people would come over and say, what did you put in this? Like, oh, just salt and pepper. Now we're gonna add our cilantro. And so cooking is, you know, it's about the ingredients, but it's also about the finesse, kind of letting the onions cook, letting the bell peppers cook, letting the garlic cook. and then adding, your ingredients at kind of at the perfect time, so that each ingredient has the chance to kind of stand on its own and add to the dish, what it will. And this looks great. You see the colors, they are really vibrant. We have the green, we have the white, we have the red, and it's just so simple. It's so simple, but it'll taste a little bit more complex. So people think kind of that you put more time into it that you actually did, So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the black beans. And so I'm just gonna pour those in there. Oh, that looks so beautiful. So I'm just gonna pour those in there and mix that up really well. Now, when you cook your black beans, it's important to salt the water. A little bit of salt, maybe a little bit of pepper, to, kind of start those beans off on a good note, so that, again, they're already flavorful, so that when you're actually cooking with them, you don't need to add, that much more salt, and the flavor kind of, is already developing. But it's just about every single ingredient being able to stand on its own. So even if somebody comes and they want to take out a piece of cilantro and just kind of eat it because they're picking in the pot, the cilantro is going to be delicious. Cilantro is, is delicious anyway, but, with the spices and everything that we've added to this, is just going to elevate it. So again, this is just a quick, easy dish. We're going to add some corn, yellow corn. And again, this dish is really, really looking great. So not only is it going to taste great, but it's going to look great. And, for those kind of finicky eaters, this is kind of something that everybody can enjoy, that everybody can relate to. It kind of looks like, something that would go in like a taco, or something that would kind of go in a burrito. So it's just a simple dish. You can do multiple things with it, but today we're gonna, load up a baked potato with it. So it's really coming along nicely. The smell is just wonderful. Again, not a lot of complex ingredients, very simple ingredients that you probably already have at home. And we're just kind of elevating this. So now our dish is pretty much complete. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and load our baked potato. Now, what I have is I have pre-baked baked potato, and these are just standard russet potatoes. These are particularly great for, stuffing, because they're a little bit bigger and they have, kind of a little bit more meaty. So like a red potato is a little bit smaller. White potatoes are also smaller. There's a lot of different types of potatoes. The russet potatoes are great, particularly if you want to stuff them. And what I did with these baked potatoes, so you guys know, is that what I did was I rubbed the outer, skin of the baked potato prior to putting it in the oven. I rubbed it with my vegan butter. You can also put like a little bit of salt on the potato, a little bit of pepper as well, wrap it up in some foil, and then put it in the oven and bake it. So that kind of the flavor of, well, in this circumstance, the vegan butter kind of seeps into the potato. And then also when the potato was super hot, I also added some more, of the vegan butter in the middle of the potato, so that the flavors are kind of already running through the potato. Again, for me and my recipes, it's kind of all about each ingredient being able to stand on its own. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna load these potatoes. This is kind of the fun part. And again, this is something that you can make so quickly. For those of you, that, you're coming home, you wanna make something quick, you can always add spinach or cabbage or something like that, on the side. To kind of make it a complete meal. The black beans in particular are loaded with protein, so you have that component. You have your red bell peppers that are great antioxidants. There's cilantro that's also a great antioxidant. The corn that adds, kind of flavor and a texture profile to it. God, that looks good. So we have, what I have here is I have 2 baked potatoes. And I have filled them with a black bean filling. And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spread this vegan cheese sauce. Now this is a sauce that we sell online. But you can also kind of go to your, local market, and now the vegan cheeses are really great. You can always find one that kind of melts easily. But this particular vegan cheese that we make here, it's already flavored, so the flavor is just, it really kind of makes any dish kind of helps it to come alive. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pour the cheese over the potato. I hope you guys are seeing this. This looks so good. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna top it with the vegan sour cream. Now, you don't necessarily have to use, a vegan sour cream. You can do a guacamole. Guacamole kind of, adds that kind of experience of, what people like about sour cream is kind of, the mushiness and, kind of the coldness and what it adds to a dish. So you can use like a guacamole, or you can kind of like, get your, your vegan sour cream. You want to kind of be careful about, taking in, dairy because it has, a lot of components in it that's just kind of not healthy. So you want to be careful about kind of taking in too much dairy or any dairy at all, really, because it does have a lot of kind of congestive components. I won't say the word, I don't want to be gross, but it does causes, it causes a lot of phlegm in your lungs. And so you want to stay away from that. So this is something simple and easy that you can, feed to your family. And for those folks that, like cheese or whatever and don't really want to stray from that, this is something that you can offer them, and I swear they won't know. They won't know unless you tell them. They won't know that it's vegan, And then we're just gonna top it with some chives. And that thing looks great. These look phenomenal. So this is just kind of a quick, recipe that I wanted to share with you guys. And it's fun, it's delicious. When you cut into this baked potato, it tastes phenomenal. Again, the cheese that I used for the baked potato, we sell that on our website, souleyvegan.com. And I hope you guys enjoy.